Hello everybody, welcome back to the Okie Smokin channel. Usually we're out back cooking in the backyard or grilling, but today I'm just testing out a few new things. Got a setup here and thought I'd come on here and answer a few questions I've gotten. Talk a little bit about a cook. As you see back behind me here, I've got some B&B barbecue. I'm going to charcoal, long-lasting charcoal that I'm going to be using on a smoker that I haven't used in a long time. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll be putting that on. It's currently 8 p.m. here, so that's going to be cooking overnight, all night long. I got a brisket I'll be cooking some ribs tomorrow also. I'm going to be putting that on the Weber Smoky Mountain, so can't wait to do that. I'll probably be putting that on right after we get off of here. There's a couple of ways you could start the charcoal, which I have a comment on that I'm going to talk about a little bit. But I'll be putting those brisket on here in a little bit and see how that all turns out. Got a comment here from someone that said, because I had a video out about how you should start your Weber Smoky Mountain, which I haven't brought out in a long time, and I'm going to be using it overnight tonight. And I did it with a chimney. You know, you put your chimney, you put all your charcoal in it, as we get the B&B right back here I'll be using. You get it set up, you put your charcoal in it, and then you turn it right over the top of it after it's lit to start the fire. And someone had commented, and he said he lit a starter cube on the coals and put a few briquettes on top. It took about an hour and a half to reach 225. And while the chimney only takes 15 to 25 minutes, there's no need for a chimney. And I'm going to be actually using his comment tonight. I'll be testing that and do a little video on that and see how that works. Because I do that with the big green egg. You know, I got to thinking about it. I use the big green egg quite a bit to cook on. And I never do use a chimney starter. I haven't used it once. You put the charcoal in, although I do use lump charcoal pretty much when I use it instead of briquettes. But I just put a couple of tumbleweeds starter in there, light one or two of them, let it heat up to temperature and start cooking. So I'm going to be testing that out tonight. This cook, it's like I said, 8 p.m. So this brisket I'll be putting on is going to cook all the way until I don't know, 8, 9, 10 in the morning. And hello there, Doug from Griddle Cook Eat and More's here. Testing out a new setup. Tell me what you think. I'm just kind of got a little thing going here and thought we'd test this out and see if it looks all right, and kind of just come on here and talk a little bit and see how it goes. I'm going to be cooking a brisket here. I got, it was about $4 a pound. Pretty, not too bad. So I'll be putting it on, doing a couple of ribs tomorrow. And going to be using the Weber Smoky Mountain, so that's going to be pretty cool to give a try. Let's see what else we got here. Now, someone also just recently asked me about, I do a lot of videos on the Pit Boss 500, the Lexington, and someone said, I use a lot of them where the flame comes up, and you can see that flame in there, and they said, do you need to leave that open at all times? And I usually leave that closed during the smoking stages. But yeah, so here we are out here. Kind of got this little microphone set up. Got kind of a camera pointing at me, and this is the room where we do some recordings. We've got a podcast. This is kind of our setup to where we can do that now, and we've kind of got our own little space, which is pretty cool. It's like a little studio. And I wanted to come on here and see if everything sounds good. So I'm testing out, this is I'm using the, it's called Ecamm. This is on I have a Mac, and it is on a software called Ecamm, which they have a free version, and then they have a paid version, and then they have an expensive version. And I thought I'd give it a test try and just see what it's like, because I have a Mac back here. It's kind of got some pretty cool features. It's got where I actually can stream. I think this is on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I might test OBS. I have it and see how it does. But this is pretty simple. Like I could just click right over here and we could show you a comment. Look at there. Looks good. What stream are you using? Yeah, this is Ecamm Live. It's not available on Windows. It is a Mac OS only. It's not available. I wish, because it's not available on your phone either. So you can't just take it out and use your phone with it. So it seems to be doing pretty good. And I did a little slight test last night with it. And it's I think it's $19.99 a month for this one, and you can stream up to 10 things. I'm trying 1 month of it, but if you want to bring guests on, it goes up to like 39. There's nothing. I wish you could find something that's not so, because I do want to get something. I was using Riverside, which I had you on, and thought I'd try this and see how it works, because I have some people that are wanting to come on the show, and I'm trying to get it all set up so that it works well, and just stick with one and see how it goes. I just don't have multiple Macintoshes or anything, so I can't just take this out back. Although I do have an iPhone, which right here I can connect this to this software, the Ecamm, and use it as a second camera. So I could actually go out back, show something. So that's pretty cool to use it that way, and everything. So. And let's see. Yeah, I think everything seems to be working pretty solid here. Got a couple people in here. Welcome in. If you're in here, just say hi. I can't tell if you're in here from YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, Restream. Yeah, so this is basically the same price as it. The difference, there is a slight difference though between this one and Restream, where Restream is on the cloud. In other words, your video is going to the cloud, and then the cloud is sending it to the YouTube or wherever you're streaming to. This here is an actual software program that you download on your Mac, and it is being run on it. More like, I guess you'd say more like OBS. It's an actual program, and then you have to have a computer with the resources. And then if you're going to stream to, say, 3 people with this one, you need to have the bandwidth to send it to 3 different streams, whereas you only need the bandwidth to send it to one to Restream. I've looked at it. Both of them have some pros. Both of them have some cons. Also, this one, I think this one has 1080p for the $19.99. This Restream has 720, not a big deal breaker. This is easier, I think, if you're more used to Macs. It's a little bit simpler. It's got little sound effects like, you're having a good job. I'll go ahead and cheer for you, things like that. But yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to end up going with when it's said and done. But I don't know. I think this is pretty cool. Come out here, because the thing is, I know you have a show you go on sometimes, and you can bring other people on and things, and it's not cooking, but hey, I think it's pretty cool. Get on here and see how this turns out. And the other one I know that I looked at was StreamYard, which, I don't know, that thing's just too dang expensive, I think. And I also want to be able to do multiple cameras, because if I'm in here and I could actually, and this is something you could do, and I haven't tried it yet, is maybe the next time, I could have my phone as a camera out back, which I don't right now. Say I was cooking something, and I could flip to it and see how far. I don't know if it hooks to the Wi-Fi, so if it'd go that far and get the views from out there or somewhere else. That'd be pretty cool. So lots of things, brand new at this, just tested it out and seeing how it all goes. Glad to see everything's holding up. And of course with this one, I think you have to have pretty good internet. It said I needed, for this to work, for sending it to YouTube and Facebook, about 11 gigabytes upload speed, and I have well more than that, so everything's pretty good there. But like I said, I was mentioning early on is I'm going to be actually doing a late night cook. I saw you did, if you're still in here, Doug, I saw you did a 3 a.m. Well, that little griddle cook, I watched it. I don't know if I commented on it, but I did watch it. And the 3 a.m. wake up burrito, which looked pretty good. Well, tonight I'm going to be doing an all nighter. So once I get off here, I'm going to be taking those briquettes in the back, and I'm going to be starting the Weber Smoky Mountain. Someone, like I mentioned, commented and said you don't need to use a chimney starter. So what the heck? I'm going to just go ahead and try it and see how long it takes. I thought that'd make kind of a cool little video to put out maybe tomorrow, just how long it takes to start it without that. And I'm going to be putting a brisket on, be seasoning it up. I'm actually making my own seasoning. I'm going to be putting some up. I think I'm going to try something here. So here's a recipe of my SPG that I like. Let me get over here. I'm going to try to share this screen here. It's kind of an all-purpose seasoning. So let me see if this works. Yeah, so there's a little document I got pulled up here. So I'm going to mix this up, and it is 3 cups of black pepper, 1 1/3 cup of kosher salt, although I've used some sea salt before, 1/3 cup granulated garlic, 1/3 cup of paprika, which I have the Spanish style. You can use any you want. 2 tablespoons of onion powder and 1 tablespoon of ground cumin. And I'm going to be mixing all that together. I haven't done it yet. I've actually, I've got some kosher salt I'd show here. Got the paprika, got the black pepper. I've got everything. And I'm going to mix that up. That's going to be the rub for the brisket that I put on. And everybody loves this. I've made this a couple of times. I've looked up things. And it ends up, I'll put it in a container, but we'll have to have a couple small ones. It's like your table salt. So when you have mashed potatoes and you want to season it, kids, everybody will add it to it. They don't add salt and pepper. It's really got a great flavor. So we ran out, and I'm going to redo that and use that on the brisket. So that's going to be pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. And then one more. So I'd also done a cornbread video recently, and someone said, and this sounded pretty damn good, I did some cornbread and sloppy joes and put them between them, and they said make a sloppy joe mix and then pour the cornbread all over it and then smoke it that way. So I think I'll be cooking that up this week as well. So a lot of good stuff going on. Any other ideas you got going on? Got a couple of people in here. Pretty cool. I know it's that there's also a new feature coming out. I don't know if you've heard about it on YouTube. I'm kind of, I don't know, a little bit excited about it. I don't have access to it yet. I checked before I came on here, and I think it will make live videos even more out there, more prominent, get bigger reach. And that is, I know you can do it with some softwares already, but it's not easy. But that's where you can actually, once it's available, I'll enable it to where no matter if you're on the shorts feed or if you're on the regular YouTube feed, this video will be on both. So it'll somehow crop right in the center here, and it will have a vertical video being streamed on YouTube, and then it will have the full screen video that you're seeing right now for people over there. And let me tell you, I don't know if you've done a live on the vertical, but it brings out a whole different crowd. I tested it a couple times, and I mean, you get all kind of people on there. I mean, you almost need some kind of person just to kick people out. I mean, they're pretty wild over there, and it's not your regular people. But the comments will be all in one section. So where you see here, if someone was on the vertical feed and they comment, I would see them just all in one little area. So that's pretty cool. Kind of looking forward to that and ready to test that when it does come out. And I think that'll be, just more for discovery and things like that. Yeah, this is something I've always liked to do. But it is kind of nerve-wracking to me. I don't know why. I could film a video, but then when I come on here and just do it like this live, it kind of makes you a little bit still yet, even though I've done a lot of videos when you get on live. You kind of get a little nervous, I think. At least I do. But I'm trying to get over that. And holy moly. So that's interesting. So that's something I'll have to look at, and maybe a reason I won't use this, I don't know, but it just told me my disk space is getting low. I have a few more minutes left until this thing shuts off. That might be my cue. So I guess it is putting it on the disk space. Let me take a look. I'm going to look in here. Let's see. I'm going to go. Actually, got a lot of stuff. Not a whole lot, but some stuff. I'm going to move to the... I'm going to go ahead and delete a few things right now that might buy me a few minutes. See how much space I have here. So yeah, the cloud version could be better because if you ain't got a big enough hard drive space to do all this, that could be an issue, couldn't it? Go ahead and remove some more here. And remove trash. There we go. That should buy me a couple more minutes. So I had a few things here on my notes. Oh yeah, this is something I get a lot, and I don't know what anybody thinks about this, but I've had this. Someone asked me this just recently. What's the best wood or pellet flavor for different meats? And for me, I really have no preference. I use the cheapest they got, which is Winco sells. I think it's Bear Mountain, $6.98 for 20 pounds. I usually get the it's just a mixed blend, and for me that works just fine. I don't spend extra money on Traeger or any of the more expensive ones or anything like that. Never had an issue with any of them. Just go with the cheapos every time. And then the last question I had on here was, do you really need to rest your meat? And I'm going to say yes on that one. I like this brisket, which tomorrow, and I'll talk about that. When this thing gets done tomorrow, if I start it, it's 8 o'clock now. We're going to get the fire going, get it on by midnight, get it done maybe at noon tomorrow or somewhere. I expect to rest this thing for about 3 hours, I'd say. Some of the best ones I've done have rested for 3 to 6 hours. If you rush it, and that's one of the biggest mistakes I've done, and that's something else I do a lot. And someone asked, do I open the grill too much? And absolutely. And when you're filming, I always want to go in there and take pictures of it and look at it, and you're always letting the heat out. And that's just not a good thing to do. I'm real bad at that. I always want to take a look, take a peek. So don't want to take a peek at it too much. But I'm about to get off here and go start this up. So if you have any final comments or questions, let me know before I jump off here. This kind of just, like I said, doing a little test. And see how this goes. Maybe Saturday evenings kind of work out well. I might jump on here. I'll put a little schedule. I've pre-scheduled it a day in advance. I'll schedule it sooner. Might come on here next Saturday and do it again and see how it goes. Let's see. Doug says, I'm making Springfield cashew wings tomorrow. Now that sounds pretty darn cool. Cashew wings. Yeah, some of them rest their meat overnight, absolutely. And I was one that didn't rest my meat as long as I probably should until I don't know, maybe a couple years ago. and I got it done much sooner than what I wanted. And we'd put it in a towel, put it in a cooler, let it sit there for several hours before we opened it. It may have been 4 or 5 hours, and it would still burn you to the touch. It was super, super hot, steaming, and one of the best briskets I ever done. And ever since, I've went with that. And if people ask me, how long does it take to cook? And, if it's going to take 8 hours to cook and you want to eat in 10, go ahead and start that thing 12, 14 hours. Or, it's better to have it done a lot sooner, in my opinion. Get it done early. Just let it rest till it's time to go ahead and eat. And that is my best advice on that. Let it rest for a long time. Even a steak, 5-10 minutes. I'm going to be using the hickory, which is what I typically use. I don't use mesquite much, but got some hickory here. Just picked this up at Walmart. I think it's $9 or something. So the plan is when I get off here, I'm going to go ahead and go outside, get that Weber Smoky Mountain. Hey, Randy, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you jumping in from Facebook. You say, Vevor makes a small holding cabinet that has become popular for resting meats. Now, that's pretty cool. I have to look at that. That's pretty cool. Which, by the way, Doug, the Vevor has become, I guarantee you, recommending that thing, it has become probably the most used item that I use. I've got 6 grills, the Weber Smoky Mountain. I've got the Blackstone. I don't even know when I've used it lately. And we've got multiple things, but we're always pulling that thing out. Great for a breakfast. Oh man, it's freaking awesome. Smash burgers, make some of the best smash burgers. Yeah, it's pretty darn cool. I've checked that out, a holding cabinet. Yeah, Randy, as you look behind me there, I got some B&B charcoal. I'm gonna have a late night. Dolores says she uses it too. Yeah, she does use it quite a bit. Always, the kids come over and they're always bringing it out. It's the most used item that we have cooking on. Yeah, I'll be cooking that brisket tonight and be using some of my SPG seasoning. Anybody else? What do you got cooking this weekend, Randy? Come on. We got Doug here. He's going to be cooking some cashew wings. That's pretty cool. I'll be happy to take a look at that when you get that. Yeah, she made and I'm not very good at saying it. I call it chorizo, but chorizo. That we made some of that on that Vevor just recently. I'll probably put that out. We actually haven't done smash burgers on it in a long time. Taco Bell. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, just stop by sometime around 3 o'clock tomorrow. I'm gonna be putting them on about probably as soon as I get off here in the next 30-45 minutes, and start getting it fired up. Throw a couple of ribs on tomorrow. Big cooking day. Don't have anything else to do. Yeah, right. As it gets cooler, that's really cool. I think that's something you should look at, Randy. I think you got a Blackstone, but that Vevor, it's only, what was it, 100 and it was much more over $100, and it fits perfectly right under our counter. And we'll clean it off. We'll roll it under the counter. And then I did have it in a spot that was just too tight at first, and it kept kind of having to pinch the cord. I was afraid I was going to mess it up. So we got a counter with a little bigger opening, but it just slides right under there, pull it out. And multiple times a week, that thing's getting used. It's for tortillas, for tacos, for burgers, for stir fries, and everything else. And then it just scrapes right off. We pour some water on it, scrape it off, and it just It turns out really, really good. Let me go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to see if I can pull up this. You said Vevor. Let's see here. Vevor holding cabinet. Let me Google that and see if I can see what it. Okay, here I'll show. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Is this kind of what you're talking about? Let me go ahead and see if this pulls up. There it is. Hot. Now that's a box food warmer there. Now that's made by Vevor. I'm not sure. It looks like that one ideal for storing pizza, chicken. That's definitely commercial grade, no doubt. Of course, the Vevor that we have is a nice little commercial griddle. Don't season it. Which, by the way, Doug, when you have that, when we're going to have that Vevor collaboration, let me know because I'll get in on that. Let's see what else they got here. They got, and let me just show for anyone that don't know what that we're talking about, the Vevor commercial griddle. See if I can get it to pull up here. I think this is the one. It's showing to be only 92. I think this is it right here. Pull that up. Right there, $100. That is 21 inches. You could see there, it's got that little door on the bottom that holds the juices in, and you can get few burgers on it once. That I think that's a few dollars less than what I paid. Pancakes, everything else, and I think that's the same size as what I have, 21 inch. But yeah, we just put that thing right on top of the counter, plug it up, and might be, well, I don't know. We might be pulling it out in the morning. Bacon is very commonly cooked on there. And we usually put the bacon on sometimes before I even turn it on, just put the bacon on while it's cold. Go ahead and turn it up, let it start heating up, letting it do its thing. They have some bigger ones. I wouldn't want that one. That's like $500 there, but let me see. They also make a good potato fry. Potato. I know someone that has one. I saw that'll go ahead and take a potato and turn it into French fries pretty easy from Vevor. Yeah, here now this one is. Just keep on talking about this. I've actually liked this product, but that right there is the Vevor insulated food container. If you're going to cook a lot of meat, 190 stuff, pretty good. Yeah, Rennie, I like the B&B. It seems to burn longer. I mean, it does say longer lasting. For me, it does. I have a habit a lot of times that Kingsford is okay, is pretty good, but I have a habit. I mentioned earlier on the on the pellets. I don't care. You may not agree, but I usually just buy Bear Mountain or something. It's $6.98 for 20 pounds at Winco. But the charcoal, I think there's quite a bit of difference because if I'm wanting a long cook that I'm going to be cooking like I'm going to be doing tonight, I'll put that in there. It just seems to last a whole lot longer than some of the others. Yeah, it's a good product, I think. This one here's the briquettes. Yeah, I've used it a couple of times. Plus, that's got some oak and hickory. So, yeah, I'm a fan. I would buy it over Kingsford anymore. If you're especially doing I know if you're going to be doing a competition cook, you need to get you the good stuff. Don't be skimping on the charcoal. A Wendy's Baconator. I'll have to look at that. You got a video on that? That's pretty cool. Hey, Mile High guy. Scott just got here. Welcome in, Scott. Got your decal today. Oh, I appreciate that. Much bigger than you thought. Very nice. I appreciate it. Hey, yeah, don't worry about it. I actually, and you thought that these are actually bigger than the ones, and these are actually in color, but I have various ones here. And this is the one that I sent you. Still got quite a few of them here. And you can see how size that one is compared to the new ones. Someone just actually made those for me. And so I've got those. And if anybody, I've got quite a few. So if anybody wants one, you can reach out to me. It's okiesmokin@gmail.com. OKIE. I'll try to put that in the notes. OKIESMOKIN@gmail.com. Just send me your information so I can get it to you. I'd be glad to. And these are the ones that I'm shipping out right now. They are pretty good size, and they're black. I know. So a lot of things are black, but it's kind of hard. You can't see it. Yeah, yeah. You in your competition, the B&B. Yep. What do you think about it then? I really like it. I think it. I don't know if for me. Yep, Bones and Brews can never go wrong with brisket on the Weber Smoky Mountain. I haven't brought it out in a long time. I think it's more of along the lines of being lazy. I've got to where I turn the pellet grill on. I let it do its thing, and I don't have to worry about it for an hour or well, several hours actually. Crank it up before I go to bed. A lot of times I am a fan of late night cooks. If I just cook the stuff overnight. I do have a Weber wireless thermometer that I was charging. It was actually dead. I plugged it up a few hours ago, so hopefully it gets charged up. And you can put a probe to the brisket or whatever you're cooking, and I will connect that to my phone. So I'll have a probe inside and outside, and that way I'll be able to monitor the temperature. And probably because a story is, I get scared of something happening during the night. A story I have about 3 or 4 years ago. I don't have this one anymore. No, it's probably about 5 years ago. It was a long time ago. It was an older pit boss I had, and it was storming, and I'd put a full-size brisket in the smoker. I went to bed. I probably set an alarm because I usually like to kind of get up or monitor it at least a couple times, make sure everything's going good. Woke up at like 8 in the morning. Time had went by. That night, a storm had come through, and I just slept through it. I knew there was going to be, so I should have kept a better eye on it. Lightning come through. The lights were flashing. Everything was flashing. It had kicked the pellet grill off. And when I woke up, the entire brisket had just been sitting there. It didn't even look like it'd been smoked. It looked like it went off as soon as I turned it on. I don't know what happened. So we ended up tossing the whole thing. It had probably been sitting out there. It was out in a spring day, not being cooked for hours. And so ever since, I do like to put some probes to it, to an alarm. And if the temperature in the grill gets too cold or something goes wrong, your phone will start beeping, and hopefully I will wake up. Yeah, that is, yeah, Scott. I've got what you probably saw was, I've got a pit barrel cooker. Is that what you saw? A PBC. It's an actual pit barrel cooker. I've done some videos on that. It's been a while. You can actually put bars across the barrel, and you can hang meat on it. And that's probably what you'd seen there. So yeah, I'll add that. I haven't done a video on the Weber Smoky Mountain, like I mentioned, so I'll be doing one on that this coming next couple of days. We'll get that out soon, and yeah, we'll put a pit barrel cooker video out. I've actually had a couple people mention that they would like to see some stuff on that, but yeah, it's just a pit barrel cooker. The ones I have is a Weber Smoky Mountain. We've got the pit barrel cooker. I've got the Pit Boss pellet grill, the 500 inch. I've got just a Weber kettle. Let's see, is that 1, 2, 3? I guess I got those 4, and that's all I have on the smoker side of things. Then I've got a Blackstone griddle that I cook on occasionally, and I've even got a Camp Chef. I got the Camp Chef originally for we go to the lake about once a year, do some striper fishing. I don't know if y'all like to go fishing, but we got a lake here, Texoma. I'm sure you do go fishing. And we go out there and pretty much just get a fisherman's guide who takes us out. The first year we went, we caught 60. The second year we went, the weather wasn't too great. I think we caught about 30. And the last year we went, I think we caught 2. The water was muddy. It was terrible. And we ended up switching to going for catfish because they don't mind to bite in the mud. And we probably got 20, 30 catfish. But I got that because we'll go to the lake, and then afterwards we just put a propane tank to it, light it up, throw a cast iron skillet on it. So that's the whole reason I have that. But I've done a few cooks on that. I wouldn't mind having a drum smoker, but I just don't think I need one. I've got too much. I don't think I need any more smokers. At some point, you just got to say I've got enough. I ain't got room for anything else. And I use probably the pellet grill most of the time. Oh, and I forgot I got the big green egg. So there is 5, and that's one I use it quite a bit. And that's the smaller, the Mini Max. Doug, who was in here a minute ago, he has the what is it? It's one similar to the big green egg. I think it's the Komoda? Which I'd like to see him put some stuff out on it, but I really like it. Yeah, the Weber kettle is pretty awesome. Have you done a snake? You can do the snake method on that. You can get something that will make it. You put in there that'll make you do it, but I don't have that. And I just go ahead and line them up, one by one all the way around the whole edge of that thing. And then I might throw me like a piece of hickory or whatever I want ever so often. So when it gets to it, it'll just flink up some more smoke, and you kind of get that and keep you a nice slow cook. Did some ribs that way, and it turned out really good. Yeah, the Komodo Joe Jr. Still haven't broke that out yet, have you? Yeah, once you break it out, I think you'll really like it. I bet it's pretty similar to the big green egg. Man, time flies. How long we been on here? I've been on here 38 minutes. Pretty cool. Had a half a dozen in you here at one point. Ah, the snake pitch. Yeah, you did a video on that, didn't you? Yep. I think you can go to their website even and get one. And you can do there's a method you can do to cook some wings. Haven't done the snake method yet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just, I really like doing it that way. Yeah, right there it is, the snake pit. If you want, you can look that up. But how's everybody think about this? I don't know. I think pretty cool. I'll jump on here again, get on here, do some barbecue chat. The Vortex, that's what it is. The Vortex method, and cook some wings and things like that. Really, that's all you need. If that's all you have is the Weber kettle, you don't really need all these smokers I have. I think it's kind of like seasonings. If you look over here, because just in case I've got like, you know, Cosmos cow cover. We got some Atkins here, pork and chicken rub, uh, honey barbecue. I'm addicted to smokers. This is even another one, and this one is one of my favorites, which is some Jolly Rogers jalapeno garlic, and it goes on and on. That's why I'm going to be making my own SPG, which I mentioned it earlier. Here in a minute, I'm going to jump off here, and if anybody wants a good recipe for some seasoning, it's right here. You put that together, and that's what I'm going to be mixing up and seasoning my brisket with tonight. I know I got all these seasonings here, but we're going to be mixing that up. But I think I'll probably jump off here in a minute so I can get that going. Any final comments or questions, you guys? Hey, man, I appreciate everybody coming in here that did. I actually had more people jump in here than anticipated. I had at least one person, because this is on Facebook. Randy, appreciate you, and Scott and Doug and a couple others come in here, and just out here chatting away. Again, if anybody wants one of these decals, just let me know. That won't cost you anything. I'll go ahead and send you one. Yeah, the Weber 22, it does. It's that was the first smoker that I had. Yeah, you bet, buddy. Appreciate you jumping in. I'll jump on here again, and you have a good evening. All right, well, we'll see you guys in the next one, and I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good evening. Keep on firing up that grill, everybody.